Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack. Today is Christmas Eve day and I've got a goodie in front of me. It's a Mirrodin Besieged booster pack. I haven't opened too many of these. I got into Magic right around the Innistrad block. I do have a few cards from the older sets. Hopefully in this pack I'll get something awesome like Sword of Feast and Famine, Blightsteel Colossus. I really want a Consecrated Sphinx. Green Sun Zenith, Ink Moth Nexus, Darksteel Plate, and Phyrexian Crusader are some great rares to pull. I even wouldn't mind getting a Tezzeret or a Hero of Bladehold. A couple of uncommons I'm looking for, Plague Mirror and Go for the Throat would be nice as well. Let's get to cracking this pack. Bladed Sentinel, 4 generic mana, artifact creature construct at 2/4. You can pay a single white. Bladed Sentinel gains vigilance until end of turn. For most of my comments on these cards, I'm going to be looking at it if I put it in one of my current decks or if it just go into my big trade box. This card's going to make it into the trade box for sure. Turn the Tide, 2 mana, 1 on a blue, instant. Creatures your opponents control get -2, -0 until end of turn. Most instants that do this also draw you a card. Shriekhorn, single generic mana artifact. Shriekhorn enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. Tap it, remove a charge counter from Shriekhorn. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I really like my mill decks, but this isn't going to make it into any of them. Crush. Single red mana, destroy target non-creature artifact. Crush is pretty narrow in that it can't hit any artifact. Kuldotha Ringleader, 5 mana, 4 and a red, giant berserker at 4/4, has Battle Cry, which means whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Kuldotha Ringleader attacks each turn if able. I'm not going to play it in any of my current decks. Oculus, 2 mana, 1 and a blue, Homunculus at 1/1. When Oculus is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may draw a card. It does a couple of things. 1, it's a good chump blocker, and 2, you really want it to die so you can replace it with another card. Ichor Wellspring, 2 generic mana artifact. When Ichor Wellspring enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. I think this card is a little bit of a trap. 2 generic mana, draw 2 cards. You get 1 by just playing it. Getting another one is a little tricky. You definitely want to play it in a deck where you can sacrifice artifacts. Rot Wolf, 3 mana, 2 and a green. Wolf at 2/2 has Infect. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Rot Wolf this turn is put into a graveyard, you may draw a card. I do have an Infect deck, a blue-black Infect deck. Serum Raker, 4 mana, 2 and 2 blue. Drake at 3/2 has flying. When Serum Raker is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each player discards a card. This is interesting. Usually black is the one that forces your opponent to discard cards. Phyrexian Rager, 3 mana, 2 and a black horror at 2/2. When Phyrexian Rager enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I like Phyrexian Rager. I actually have it in a commander deck. First uncommon is Treasure Mage, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, human wizard at 2/2. When Treasure Mage enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost 6 or greater, reveal that card, put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. Treasure Mage is a really good way to get that Blightsteel Colossus out of your deck and into your hand. Then the next tricky part is having enough mana to cast your Blightsteel Colossus. Spiraling Duelist, 4 mana, 2 and 2 red, human berserker at 3/1, has Metalcraft. Spiraling Duelist has double strike as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. I think I have another copy of this card somewhere. It's in my trade box, so it's definitely not a card that I would be playing in any of my decks. Corrupted Conscience, 5 mana, 3 and 2 blue, enchantment aura, enchant creature, you control enchanted creature has Infect. I have 2 of these in my sideboard in my blue-black Infect deck. They come in really handy if I stumble on creatures or my opponent has played a big fatty. I'll just grab that big fatty and then I'll kill him with it because now it's got Infect on my side of the battlefield. Okay, well, we get a great rare or mythic rare. We have White Sun Zenith. X generic mana, 3 white, instant. Put X 2/2 white cat creature tokens onto the battlefield. Shuffle White Sun Zenith into its owner's library. There is a cycle of Zeniths in each of the colors. I think White Sun Zenith is on the weaker end. It's about a 50-cent rare. I do have a cat deck, but this wouldn't make the cut. It just seems like too much mana to pour into it for not much benefit. And then we have a Germ token. That would have been great to have one of the living artifacts. And then a forest. With my blue-black Infect deck, it's a great sideboard card based upon what my opponent is playing. It gives me an option to steal one of their better creatures and then use it to my advantage to take him out with Infect. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comments section what was your favorite card or best card out of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack another pack of Magic the Gathering, what will it be? And to all, a Merry Christmas.